Ciao Internet, AXN here and welcome back to my arcade. Today I'm gonna do something a little bit different than usual, and I was thinking, if I want you to get to know me a little bit better, I figured that a cool way to do so could be to show you guys what my favorite games of all time are. And I found this website watching a video on YouTube, and this is a really nice website that allows you to pick stuff from a list like of music, books, movies, TV shows, games, and stuff like that, and just make a list, right? And it's really interesting, it's very fast, and I think it will serve us well for this purpose. So without further ado, let's try and get this top 25 games of all time done. Yeah. I'm gonna go just like stream of thought, whatever comes to my mind first, because I didn't think about 25 games before going into recording this video, so just bear with me. Hopefully we can do it in a reasonable amount of time. All right, so maybe to organize my thoughts, a good way to do this could be maybe doing it by console era or like gaming era or something like that. Yeah, I think that could be something nice. So I actually started gaming with Pong, like with the very beginning of gaming, and then I transitioned to the Commodore 64. And then I had a small period of PC gaming with the first with the first PCs like 386, 286, something, those kind of old ass processors with a big ass floppy disks. But I did game a little bit on those, but there aren't that many games that really like stuck to my mind about that moment in time. So I would probably start with so my actual first console was the SNES, not the NES. I have some memories about the NES, but not that many. There are some NES games that I love, but I think my actual favorites start from the SNES era. And the first one that always comes to my mind, even not just about that era of gaming, of all times, of all gaming eras, the first one that always comes to my mind is this one. And there we go. Donkey Kong Country 2. This is my favorite 2D platformer ever. The fact that when it came out, it was bonkers. The cartridge for it cost like an eye and a leg. It was super expensive because at the time games like at different prices based on how difficult they were to make or something like that, or also the technology that was inside the actual cartridge to make the game run on the SNES. And I figured that the DKC cartridge was very, very expensive to make, and it had that kind of animated pre-rendered 3D graphics, which was very, very good looking for the time. It was revolutionary, I would say, and it was like a trademark of Rare games at the time. And also Rare had that graphic as like a trademark, but also their music was super great. And this game had it all. Had the great music, super good tight controls, platforming gameplay, very nice level design. All the levels were memorable for both gameplay and music reasons. Charming characters. The right amount of like difficulty. It was a tough game for like a 9-year-old me or 8-year-old me, you know. And I loved all three of the DKCs, but Donkey Kong Country 2 is my absolute favorite. It was so good. The level design was impeccable, and the two small monkeys like Diddy Kong and Dixie Kong were so charming. It was amazing. The boss fights, everything. This game is, yeah, one of my absolute favorite all time. It would be in my top 5 for sure. So sticking with SNES, the second one has to be Street Fighter 2. You know me, I love me some fighting games. And the actual one that I could play was SF2 Turbo. Not the last version, not the Super, and not even the Super Turbo, but just Street Fighter 2 Turbo, which had like the turbo mode that just like accelerated the gameplay basically. And because this is actually the only version that was available in Italy at the time, and so many fond memories about this game. I used to play it with my friends, like do home tournaments with everybody, and beating the crap out of each other all day, all night. Yeah, super cool game. And yeah, and man, oh man, I hated Bison in that game. I fucking hated Bison. Yeah, let's not remember my fights against Bison and go. Let's go further in the list. The next one has to be Turtles in Time. Turtles in Time, super crazy game. This is the one. This is the cover that I remember. Beat 'em up, side-scrolling, beat 'em up, co-op, couch co-op. Probably my first co-op game that I ever played. No, maybe I have played something in the arcades like Metal Slug and stuff like that, of course. But this is the one that's stuck with me in my memory. Also for, like, I really loved the Turtles at the time. All the movies, the turtle movie, the second turtle movie, one of my favorite movies of all time. So good, so 80s, the music, and this game really embodied all the spirit, like the 80s spirit about the turtles on this one, and the gameplay still holds up. All these three games have gameplays that still freaking holds up. Absolutely. So this has to be here. What else? Two more on the SNES. Oh man, this is getting already difficult. My memory about that time is also very hazy. Still, there is one that I really enjoyed, which is kind of weird because I usually don't enjoy that kind of game, and this. Okay. This actually has an emotional story attached to it. Kirby Ghost Trap. I hope I can find it. No, this is Avalanche. Oh man, let's see if I can find it. Maybe it has a different titles. I want Ghost Trap. Where is Ghost Trap? Oh man, no, there's no Kirby's Ghost Trap. What you talking about? Can I just... place... can I just add something? Case is so bad that there isn't Ghost Trap here. So I will. Okay, I'm offended that Ghost Trap isn't here, but I will definitely. So maybe. Well, Dream Scores. Let's see, let's check if Ghost Trap had a different title. Kirby's. What was the actual original name? Oh, it's called Avalanche. What the? So there, it is here actually. It was the first one. Okay, Avalanche, whatever. Okay, Kirby's Ghost Trap. In my country, it was called Ghost Trap. I have an emotional story attached to this. So the actual game that I wanted was Kirby. I think it's called Center Circus or something like that. It is the one that you basically play Kirby mini golf, like, but with Kirby. Okay, because I tried it at friend's home, and I fell in love with that game, and I asked my father to get me that game, but I didn't know at the time that there were different Kirby games. So I just assumed that was the only Kirby game. So I said to my father, can you please get me a Kirby, right? It's getting a little bit emotional because my father just passed away. And he came home with this game, like Kirby's Ghost Trap was called. I didn't even like realize it was a different game. I just put the cartridge in my SNES and launched the game. And I was so disappointed because it wasn't the game that I was hoping for. But then again, when you're at that age, like you make do with what you have, right? And I just played this kind of Tetris looking game. It was an in between Tetris and Puzzle Bubble kind of game, but it has like a competitive style because you have to beat a character that's playing at your side, right? And stuff that you can do on one side can affect the stage of the other character. So it was really, really interesting and really fun. And I fell in love with this game also. And I was so grateful to my father for getting the wrong game. And this memory sticks with me up until this day. And it's very emotional and very cool. And this game definitely that deserves to be in my top 25. Absolutely. The last. This is gonna be difficult, man, because the last SNES game. So I wasn't a big fan of Zelda at the time, so no Zelda's gonna be on this list. Oh, God. I was gonna put Killer Instinct here, the first one, but actually the 2013 one on Xbox, actually it's just a better version of that game, so that one is gonna get here. But for SNES, I really liked Mario World. It's my favorite Mario. Yeah, Mario World. I was thinking about Vortex, which was a very niche game, like one of the two 3D games on the SNES, and it was actually a game made by Sony, which is another game that like my father just got me on a whim, and I really liked the game, especially for the music. That has to be an honorable mention in this list. Vortex, check that out because it's really cool. But I feel I have to. I definitely feel I have to give the last spot to Super Mario World. which is my favorite Mario, and probably the only Mario that's gonna get into this list. There is one more that can get in here, maybe. We'll see. Okay, so SNES era, 16-bit era, it's done. Next up, it's PlayStation 1 and N64, I would say. Let's put those together. But the only actual N64 game for me that can be put in here is actually Mario 64, which it's a game that I freaking love to death. So yeah, probably I would probably put it down here. Let's just do it. Since we're talking about Mario 64. Mario. So let me say it correctly. For all you guys out there, it's not Mario, it's Mario. Anyhow, I guess it's Mario because it's Japanese. Mario 64, just freaking amazing game. Still to these days, one of my favorite 3D platformers ever made. The variety of the levels, the music, the charm, also the tightness of the actual platforming was outstanding at the time. Definitely my favorite N64 game. Yeah, I didn't have an N64. I played a lot at a friend's house. He had a lot of games. We played Turok, we played Diddy Kong's Racing. We played a lot of games. Mario Tennis. Oh, I fucking love Mario Tennis, but I can't bring myself to put Mario Tennis in here. Still, I freaking love that game. But this is the only one that really sticks to my mind as one of my favorites of all time. I think the rest of it is gonna be PlayStation 1, which is actually probably my favorite PlayStation generation. Not PlayStation 2, which is widely regarded as the best PlayStation era. For me, it's PlayStation 1, definitely, because I have the most memories about that era. I actually played a little bit less. I gamed a little bit less during the PlayStation 2 era of gaming, so that may be a factor into this, but still, PlayStation 1 gives me the most memories about my gaming career, I would say, if you can call it that. First game that I would put in the PlayStation 1 category is gonna be, yeah, it's an obvious one. It's on everybody's list. So I know, but I have to. FF7. You guys, I have so many freaking memories about this game. I was 10 when I got it, and this was actually the first RPG game that I ever played in my life. Okay, I never played a game with like turn-based combat with so much focus on dialogue and this kind of weird pacing. I was used to fighting games and action games and side scrollers and stuff like that, platformers. So it was a first for me. And at first I hated this freaking game. I hated Final Fantasy VII so much because I didn't understand it. I was playing through this game. I didn't understand a word they were saying because I was 10 and I barely understood some English. And for some reason, I was drawn to it. And I was coming back and playing more and trying to understand what was going on just from the context of it because I didn't understand the words. And trying to understand how that combat worked because it was alien concept to me. And I just fell in love with it, man. And like after a couple of days, you could see me at time like sit down in front of my small TV playing this game with my like English dictionary by my side just to try and find words. And I remember myself like trying to understand all that Barrett was saying because Barrett like used a lot of American slang which wasn't present on the dictionary, and when I I remember specifically me trying to find in the dictionary the word gotta, like one word, Gotta, because like Bert was saying gotta everything, like I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna tell those. So gotta, where is it on my freaking dictionary? And it wasn't there. Very nice memories. And yeah, what you cannot say about this game, the music is just probably my favorite OST of all time. I've been to Square Enix Final Fantasy concerts. Recently I've been to the Final Fantasy VII Remake concert here in Milan. Just so many memories. This game's so freaking good. The characters, the music, the story, the mini games, the ambient, the world that they built. Just, it's too much, man. Cannot say enough about Final Fantasy VII, the original one, and still holds up. I still have fun playing it today. So the next one will actually be another fighting game. Sorry, God, yes, English. Tekken. Not the first one, not the second one, even though it was the first one that I got for my PlayStation 1. But Tekken 3 is the one that stuck with me the most. I really love this game. The music, best Tekken OST all time. Tekken 3 period. Jin was introduced in that game, and it was amazing. Hwoarang also was introduced in the game, and I still clearly remember like the opening scene with Jin and Hwoarang. It was so hype, man. And also Yoshimitsu, which was my favorite character at the time, had probably the best design yet. So yeah, so cool. I have memories of playing this against my friend in my neighborhood, like beating each other up all the time. So yeah, just amazing. Too many memories. So now, 2 more games for the PlayStation 1 era. I don't know if that's enough. I would probably have to get some spots from this other row here. But for the time being, I'm gonna stick to my rules and try to get just 2 more games here. Jesus, this is difficult. So definitely my runner-ups would be, oh god, Resident Evil 2, because I have such fond memories about the game, like playing at night with my like 10-year-old friend, and that's, man, we were scared to death from that game, and still like playing. We really liked it again. But I was also a dinosaur nut at the time. I was like so much into dinosaurs, and freaking Dino Crisis. I love Dino Crisis so freaking much. It was Resident Evil with dinosaurs. To me, it was the best thing ever happened. Oh god. How can I not put the Dino Crisis in here? I don't know. Maybe Resident Evil 2 was a better game, but I'm biased toward dinosaurs. and the other one, I would surprise everybody and say that I never played the first Metal Gear Solid, so it's not gonna be here. And the other one, I had it in my mind just a moment ago, so let's go and let's give Dino Crisis a shout out. Looking at it right now, I'm not sure I want to do this, but yeah, the memories I have about this game. This game scared the crap out of me. This scared me way more than the zombies in Resident Evil. Way more. like the raptors in this game, holy crap, were terrifying. Super good. And the last one, I had it. I freaking had it, and I forgot it. Maybe I'll circle back to it. Jesus, this is difficult, man. I'm really like trying to get my brain to work with me. What was the other PlayStation 1 game that I played and I loved so much? Well, I'm thinking of other games also. Holy shit. The first Pandemonium. I don't know if you guys remember Pandemonium. It was a side-scrolling platformer. Very weird. It was like a 2.5D platformer. It was very cool. I really love that game, but I think it's my memories of it tell a different story from what the game actually was. Okay, now I had my game. The game that I was thinking about is back in my mind finally, and that is Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver. And this I think I have to put in here. This game, Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver, action adventure game, vampires, impaling, super difficult, super cool, very nice, like voiceovers. Also music was good. Yeah, I was obsessed with this game. I have to put it in here. So there are many games in this era that I really loved, and Final Fantasy IX could be a good candidate. Also, like I said before, Resident Evil 2, and there are more, definitely more, but the top 25 is, top 5 games from that era is so difficult, man. There are, I'm sure there's something that I'm forgetting about. Maybe I remember afterwards. So next, let's say that here we have, so what are we missing? PS2, PS3, which for me was more like 360, and PC, and also we have current games, right? Probably like modern games from the Xbox One, PlayStation 4, Xbox One era onwards. So let's go with PS2. And let's start with my actual favorite PS2 game. Kingdom Hearts 2. Yeah. No, Kingdom Hearts 1. The first one. Kingdom Hearts. Was this? Yeah. This was the cover. Look at this cover, man. Okay. First time I knew about Kingdom Hearts, I was reading about it on a PlayStation magazine or something like that, and I remember seeing the thing that really captured me was the facial animations. They talked about the facial. Of course, it was a magazine. I couldn't watch the actual facial animation, but they used to they placed these screenshots in the magazine and they were talking about the fact that the facial animations for this game were so much superior to Final Fantasy, earlier Final Fantasies, because it was like the Disney influence that made the character be more expressive and stuff like that. And I always loved Disney movies, and I loved Final Fantasy. So the two things combined together, the idea of it was so compelling to me. So I saved up my money for Christmas, and I got this game out. This is another super fun memories of mine. Actually, to get this game, I didn't have all the money that I needed, and I went to a mall with my friends at the time, and I went with 4 to 5 friends of mine, and they actually put some change together to to help me and get the game. It was so cool. So I went with my like all my savings and my friends' help, and got the game. And I went home and I devoured this game. I remember falling in love with the characters immediately, and I think the story, and there is one like logical reason that's not just nostalgia based for me to give this spot to the first Kingdom Hearts and not the other ones, is the fact that the story in the first one was actually really relatable. It was heartfelt and it was simple. The problem with Kingdom Hearts and many other Square Enix games, Japanese games in general, and they tend to go too far with the narratives, like too abstract and weird sometimes. And Kingdom Hearts definitely went too far with these weird ass stories. So and the first one was just perfect. Narrative was perfect. Voice acting was amazing. Characters, gameplay was janky, but not that janky that I couldn't like enjoy it. Like the second one was actually much better gameplay wise, but it was a jank that I had this some kind of difficulty. And but yeah, also the all the Olympus like challenges in the first one were really cool. There was Cloud, there was Sephiroth, there were other Final Fantasy characters that you could like challenge in the Hercules trials, right? In the first one, really cool game, man. It's just I loved it so much. I think I finished it in something like 85 to 90 hours. Really loved it. So this has to be here. And as I was mentioning before, I didn't play many games in the PlayStation 2 era, so this is gonna be easier for me to put together. The second one, staying with Square, of course, is Final Fantasy X, and this is actually still my second favorite Final Fantasy of all time. Yeah, and there are logical reasons for this too. It's not just there I have fond memories, I have nostalgia about this game, but the thing is, when I first saw the main character Tidus, I don't know, I called him Tidus at the time because in Italian it's just easier to call him Tidus. Maybe it's Tidus, I don't know. Still, it was the first Final Fantasy that had voiceover, and that was huge for me. And even though I like just seeing the character, I didn't like him. I didn't like the design. I thought it was like just stupid. But it actually is one of the characters that has the more relatable personality in Final Fantasy, because he lives through something that is very hard, right? It is an easygoing character and all. It's like a very happy guy overall, but he has to go through something very difficult throughout the game, and the performance from his voice actor was actually very heartfelt and good. There are the moments when he understands that Yuna has to die. I remember it very, very much. It was very it was very strong. So yeah, this game definitely earns his spot in this list. So PlayStation 2. Let me think. I won't give any of these spots to fighting games from the PlayStation 2 era. Actually, there weren't much that I like apart from the usual suspects like Tekken 4 and Tekken 5, which I didn't really like that much. And Street Fighter was going through the EX series that I didn't like. So no go for fighting games in this era. let me think. What did I play on PS2? I didn't play anything on the original Xbox. The original Xbox was basically inexistent in Italy at the time. I had just one friend that had one, and he showed me the Project Gone Racing and maybe Halo. I don't remember. I remember that when I saw Halo, I really didn't like the graphics of it. I didn't really like the look, and I thought it looked awful, and I didn't get it. But then, yeah, we'll see about that afterwards. So PS2 is kind of a weird one for me because I really like stopped playing video games actually. There are some weird ones that I played that I probably would place in here, but I don't know. I have to think about it harder. Maybe there could be a spot for Gran Turismo somewhere around it, but my favorite Gran Turismo was actually Gran Turismo 2 on PS1. So yeah, that's no go. no GT. Holy crap! I don't remember any PS2 games. Maybe I have to like just watch on the internet, like look at like PS2 games. Maybe something that will come up that I remember. Ooh, Crash Bandicoot. No, nah. Let's look at like images. Maybe I could remember. Okay, God of War. I didn't play the God of Wars at the time for some reason. Let's see what's here. Destroy All Humans. Max Payne, didn't play it. What was there then? I don't really remember. I guess I really stopped playing games at the time. Virtua Fighter, I remember. Tekken 5, of course. Naruto. There was Naruto games on PlayStation 2. What the hell? Vice City. I actually played a little bit of Vice City, but I will never place a GTA game in my top 25. I'm sorry. I really hate the way Rockstar gameplay. I really hate the controls. Yeah, not for me. I actually really liked the first Red Dead Redemption just for the story, but I didn't really like the gameplay, but the story was so good that I had to finish it. Yeah, I don't remember any PS2 game, man, that it's worth mentioning. So what I will do instead, since I have not that many PS2 memories. Oh, there is one. Holy shit, there is one racing game that I freaking loved. Holy crap, I played a ton of this, and I think since this has to be a personal favorite list, I think this has to go there. It's actually I never thought about it like as one of my favorite games of all time, but it actually was. Need for Speed. How was it called? Underground, probably. The Fast and Furious one. Was it Underground? Yeah. I think it's Need for Speed Underground. I don't actually remember if I played the first one or the second one the most. Let me see the image. Yeah, this is the one. The first one. Yeah. Yeah. Underground. This game is fucking amazing. So it was the time that we all went and watched the first Fast and the Furious movie, and like we We were like 16 in Italy. You still can't drive cars at 16. You have to wait to be 18 years old to drive a car in Italy. Still, you were dreaming about driving cars. All my friends were like nuts about the first Fast and the Furious movie, and this game was that incarnated, and I played a shit ton of this game. I actually had a wheel for PS2 that I got just for that. Like I placed it like in the middle of my living room, and my parents hated me for that, but didn't care. This has to be in my favorite games for PS2. Yeah, definitely. And yeah, I think there is one other game that I remember for that era, but I don't know if I could put it in my favorite. There was this game that I really liked. It was called Musashi Samurai Legend. There it is. I really love this game. It was an action game in cel-shaded graphics. Probably one of the first cel-shaded games that I've seen. Yeah, really loved it. But yeah, it's not top 25 material. So instead of going out of the way and put other PS2 games that aren't actually in my top 25, I would just skip this and use these 2 slots for some PC games that I actually played at the time. So the beginning of my PC gaming career was during my university years, because I had just my laptop that I used for study, and I used to play games on that, even though it wasn't that powerful. But you know, you have to make do with what you have. And if I think of PC gaming and that specific time frame of my life, there is just one game that pops to my mind, and that's World of Warcraft. And if I have to put World of Warcraft in here, I just have to put Wrath of the Lich King up in here, because it's my absolute favorite World of Warcraft expansion. There's nothing that comes even close to me, not before that and not after that. I played this expansion with my friend at my college, at university, at my university dorm so much, and the hoops that I had to go through to play this game at my during those days, it's mind-boggling, because I was living in my college dorm, and the network there had a firewall for online gaming, so you couldn't actually play these games. So me and my friends had to pay for a VPN service, like to tunnel through the firewall and actually be able to play World of Warcraft. And we played freaking a lot. I raided with like I think it was they were a Dutch guild that played at night as I was playing, so I had to go and play with them. I had to play at night for a specific reason, because since we went through like tunneling, and it was a crappy network from a college, from a university dorm room, and basically during the day every other student was using the network and was downloading stuff and stuff like that, and streaming videos and stuff like that. So it was actually impossible to play during the day. I had so many lag spikes. I was like the cause of like so many raids dying, because that's the only way for me to play comfortably was at night, because people were sleeping and I had all the bandwidth myself basically. And that's the story of it. And why I did love this expansion more than the other ones, just the atmosphere, man. The music, the Celtic sounding music, the Northrend continent was so cool to explore, and it had the best bad guy in World of Warcraft history, like, you know, the Lich King, Arthas. It was just the best. So definitely, and it was such a big part of my life. This is, of course, this is the game that I played the most. Like in my hour count in this game, I don't want to see it. I don't want to know what it is, because I could faint, probably, if I knew. So let's go ahead and put something else here. This is like in between, like the PS2 and for me the 360 era, not the PS3 because I didn't have a PS3. So the 360 era, and in between 360 era and the PS2 era, I played a lot of PC games, and one of my favorites has to be Mass Effect. I played it on my crappy ass laptop, and I want to put the first one also here. I love the trilogy, right? As everybody does. But the first one was, oh my god. The first Mass Effect was just mind-bendingly good. The story, oh god. The characters. Everything in this game was... Yeah, the combat was so-and-so. It wasn't the best combat ever, but yeah, the graphics, holy shit, the graphics at the time were stupid good. And yeah, just an amazing game overall. I really miss this kind of game. I really hoped that Starfield would be something more like Mass Effect, but I don't know. Up until now, it didn't deliver the way I wanted to. But I'm still playing it. I'm at the beginning of it. I don't know. Maybe we'll scratch that itch, but I don't think it scratches it as well as Mass Effect did. Hopefully, this franchise will come back in a big way. Andromeda was bad. Hopefully, it will come back stronger. Mass Effect definitely gonna be there. Mass Effect. Then here we go. The 360 era was actually one that I played a lot. Not at the beginning of it, because I had my first 360 late in the generation, and I won it I with my friends. I won with my university colleagues. We participated in actually in a game design and development challenge, contest for Microsoft. It was called the Imaging Cup. We won the Italian finals, and the prize was 360 with the first Kinect actually. And that was the first time that I had that I actually tried to play Halo. So Halo has to be in here. The first Halo I played was actually Reach. Was Reach. And then I played ODST. And then I went back and played 1, 2, and 3. And I don't know which one I like better. It's so difficult for me to say which one I like better. The easy choice would be Halo 2. Actually, I liked Reach very much. No, 2. Halo 2, the music. Man. Halo 2 has to be here. Halo 2 music was just too good. And the fact that you could play as Arbiter also. Man, this game is amazing. And this game was amazing. Halo 2 has to be here. But this is the only Halo that I would put here. Then what did I play on 360 that I really loved? I was forgetting about the game that I'm extremely in love with, but I didn't actually play it on 360. But I would say it was also on 360, so it doesn't matter. And the first Dead Space, man, Dead Space. The first Dead Space for me is just just a masterpiece. Like audio design, out of this world. Creepiness factor, out of this world. Atmosphere, perfect. Gameplay wise, really sound. Actually, for what it was, like a survival horror game, a horror shooter. The over-the-shoulder camera, and yeah. So this is my the nerd inside me talking. One of the things I really liked about this game was how they implemented the UI of the game, the HUD of the game in the game. So you don't have like overlays of UI. Everything is just contextualized in the game world. Like the health bar is behind the back on the suit of the character. All the other indicators are there. Ammo indicators are on the actual guns, and the menus are projected by the suit onto the air in front of the character, and you can also turn the camera around and see how it works. It was just so cool, man. This game is amazing, and the remake is also amazing. If you haven't played the original, just go play the remake. It's basically 1-to-1, just better looking and better playing also. All right. Oh god, this is taking us so long, but still, I wanna go through the finish line. Holy shit! How can I forget about this, man? The first Dark Souls, man. How can I forget about this? My first Souls adventure. Man, I remember how difficult it was for me at the time, because I wasn't used to play a game like this, and it felt heavy, and it felt greedy, it felt difficult, and the style, the world, the environmental narration, the level design, the level design of Dark Souls 1. Are you kidding me? That game's level design is still the best I've ever seen in a video game, period. I think it still goes unmatched. Dark Souls 1, just a masterpiece in level design. just perfect. All right, Dark Souls 1. What else did I play on 360? I would like to place the first Gears of War in here, just because of the wow factor, but I don't think it had that much of an impact on me. I really had fun playing it. It's one of my favorite 360 games. All the Gears are very good for me. I really like the series, but yeah, it's not something that really has a deep impact as these other games have. 360. Let me think if there was like some other. Oh. How can I? Street Fighter 4. I'm gonna put Ultra here because it's the last version. Is actually probably the best one, even though there were two like cancery characters at the end, but you know, it was the last one. Street Fighter 4. I like the game very much, of course, but what the game did for me is actually like re-spark my passion about fighting games. That's the best merit this game has. It is not my favorite Street Fighter by far, because probably my favorite Street Fighter is probably Third Strike, but I discovered Third Strike afterwards thanks to Street Fighter 4, because Street Fighter 4 was the game that like really put fighting games back on the map after a long time, and it did it also for me. So I began playing fighting games again thanks to Street Fighter 4, and I also got into building fighting game controllers for this game. So it all began again because of Street Fighter 4, and that's great. So it has to be here. Let me see if I have another video game from that era. I'm thinking about Limbo. Small little game that everybody knows, of course. Yeah, maybe Limbo is something that I could see myself putting here, but I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking if there's something more, some other big game that I really liked on 360. I don't remember. I don't know, man. Limbo left an impact on me. I would say Limbo is really put an accent on indie games for me at the time, because I didn't play that many indie games at the time, and Limbo was something that like really made me pay attention to those kind of games. Yeah, it has that merit for me. So I think it deserves to be here. And now it's a big one. Like modern games, okay? Modern games. This is a difficult one. Modern games. Allora. This is gonna take time because all right, let's go with something that has to be here. I think for me specifically, I would say Elden Ring has to be here. Even though it's not the Souls game that I played the most as far as like game hours go, but there's a good reason for it. Dark Souls 3 is actually the Souls game that I played the most, because I really enjoyed doing New Game Plus on that, and also I really enjoyed the PvP in that game. I didn't enjoy the PvP in Elden Ring, right? And the game was just too damn big for me to go and do another run of it. But what I've played of Elden Ring, I absolutely loved from start to finish. The sense of wonder, the sense of exploration, the sense of like having this big ass Souls game to explore, right? It was just amazing. And also I really love the style. I think it's one of the best looking Souls games as far as style goes. Graphics wise, yeah, you know, their engine is getting old. Still looks good. And yeah, I think I'm gonna sound like repetitive and stuff, but I think I have to put another From Software game here. And the damn Sekiro, man, was too good. Snappy combat, rhythm, also a little bit of rhythm game to it. Super fluid traversal, which is something that usual From Software games that don't have. Very focused atmosphere, very focused world design, super nice level design for an action game, because Sekiro is not a Souls-like, it's an action game. Super nice. I wish that Elden Ring had took just a little bit more from Sekiro way of like controlling your character and stuff. Still, these two games have to be here. Sekiro's too good. It's just one of the best games in recent years. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. 3 more spots. This is getting more and more difficult as time goes on. All right, this one that I just have to put in here. It's time for it, man. KI. Killer Instinct 2013. I vividly remember the E3 announcement for this game. I vividly remember Phil Spencer on stage and just hearing the first notes of Killer Instinct team and then watching that logo come through the shadows. And I was, he's back. KI is back. That was my reaction. KI is back. Oh God, I was jumping on my chair. I was going crazy about it. And man, it delivered, even though it was a rough launch because he had just so few characters. It was 6 characters at launch. It was kind of like a side project, but it evolved in something so nice and big. And that also brought me into the fighting game community for the first time. I began streaming, I began organizing tournaments, I began getting friends in the fighting game community. It was just, yeah, it propelled me to where I am now. So such a great game. And now I'm actually losing my voice, but whatever. I'm gonna see this through. We have just 2 more to go. This is gonna be super difficult for me because I played so many games recent. Oh Jesus! All right, just thought about this because how I'm trying to think about this list is how much impact the games had on me, not just how good they were in absolute terms, right? And there is one that had a huge impact on me, and that's the first Hellblade. I gotta say, the first Hellblade was just amazing, was just different, was just something that I wasn't used to, something more than a game, right? The fact that you could live through what Senua was going through with the loss of her husband and the craziness that was going inside their head, and the audio work that the guys at Ninja Theory did. It was an experience, man. Even though the gameplay was lackluster, of course, the experience overall was very, very memorable for me. It stuck through my mind so much, like super glue. And it just for that, I can't wait for it. I really can't wait for the sequel. I think the sequel would be amazing, hopefully. So can't wait for it. So yeah, Hellblade. Kind of weird that for me is so up there in the history of all the games. I'm sure I'm sure there is something that I lost along the journey of doing this. Maybe I would need like a top 50 or something, but it's so difficult just the way it is. So there will be many games that I could have put in here, but you know, these are the ones that I can think of right now. So, and I think you can understand a little bit more about me looking into this list. So let's get the last one in there. The last modern game that I really love. This is so difficult, man. So difficult. I'm having so much trouble to pinpoint these games. I kind of have to go through my library and see. So there is one that I could definitely put in there. Really not sure about it yet. So hear me out. I think Resident Evil 7 could be one of those. They really revolutionized the game. They really did something different. And they really did something that I really love. Then again, there's Baldur's Gate 3 this year that like forced its way through my favorite games of all time. But it wouldn't be fair for me to put that game in this list, I guess. It's just too recent. I'm scrolling through my list of games, right? Just to see if there's something that I don't remember. I gotta say that the only PlayStation game that I really enjoyed recently is actually Horizon Zero Dawn, the first one. I didn't play the second one. The first one I really liked, but still, it's not something that it's so memorable that I don't know, man. It's so difficult. Jesus. Final Fantasy VII Remake, no. I liked it, but I don't think it deserves to be in here. Yeah, probably. I'm probably like torn between Horizon and Resident Evil 7. Resident Evil 7. Which one? Which one should I put there? Jesus. Oh, yeah. I want to give some love to the PlayStation guys out there. And Horizon, I think there are many reasons because I could put Horizon in here. One of them is, okay, this is Forbidden West, right? I have to specify. Zero Dawn. Okay. Which one it is? Frozen Wilds. Zero Dawn. All right. This is the one. Okay. First, the concept. Really amazing concept for me. I really liked the techno dinosaur. Of course, I like the dinosaurs. I like the techno dinosaurs. I like the story behind them. I like the fact that it doesn't look like you can discover a story that actually roots that world in the actual real world, and that surprised me. The thing surprised me, that I really liked that game had a managed to surprise me in that way. And also I really like the main character, Aloy, very nice character, strong woman, very level-headed, and she gets emotional when she has to, and also I really like the gameplay loop of the game. I'm not gonna lie, I really enjoyed the gameplay loop of the game. I played through the expansion. Yeah, very cool game. Nothing bad I can say about Horizon Zero Dawn, and I think in the past couple of years is probably one of my favorite games. I played also other PlayStation exclusives in this time. I played a little bit of the first Spider-Man. I played Uncharted 4. I played The Last of Us, and the first one, the remake of the first one, and Final Fantasy VII Remake. And I think my favorite is actually Horizon, because I found, even though the storytelling in The Last of Us is very good, I don't think it's the gameplay and the game as a whole is that fun. I don't think it's that good. I don't think it's good as many people say it is. The characters are great, of course, but the whole game, yeah, there are at times like I felt tired of the gameplay because it was too simplistic. And the other one was Uncharted. Uncharted I really like. Of course, the character is super charming. The set pieces are great, but also there, like the meat of the game wasn't there. The gameplay was super simple. Just for me, it was just like an interactive movie, a very good one at that. Still, not top 25 material for me. So I'm sure I'm missing something. I'm sure there is, of course, Resident Evil 7 that, in my opinion, was one of the best survival horror game of all time, and also Village was very good. But I loved them, but the impact that they left on me wasn't as big as all these other games. So yeah, this is my top 25 that I tried to make on a whim, not preparing. So sorry it took more than an hour. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully you have like the patience to bear with me for all this time. Anyhow, I think this list can be something that you can use to understand what kind of gamer I am. So thank you very much for watching, guys. As always, leave a comment down below if you want, if you have some games that had to be here for you, and if you like my content, like, share and subscribe, and just see you in the next video. Ciao.